Alright, YouTube, we just got a Christmas present from Brad Garlinghouse. He's giving us a response to Jay Clayton's little op-ed piece that he took out in the Wall Street Journal on December 17th. I'm going to read this to you guys, but this is amazing. Brad says, the op-ed by former SEC Chairman Jay Clayton is staggeringly ironic, given the SEC's abject failure under his leadership to embrace the innovation and potential of blockchain and cryptocurrency technologies. Mr. Clayton stifled the crypto industry while in office, yet now he calls for the government to facilitate the adoption of the technology. The Director of National Intelligence wrote to Mr. Clayton at the time, urging that regulatory certainty would allow U.S. companies to compete against Chinese rivals. A bipartisan group of members of Congress wrote to Mr. Clayton on the same topic, noting the SEC's crypto posture was unsustainable. Former SEC Commissioner Joseph Grunfest cautioned against taking an enforcement action against my company, Ripple, calling it highly problematic. In the U.S., we don't have regulatory clarity for the cryptocurrency market, which hit $3 trillion in market cap last month. The SEC continues to practice selective enforcement, picking winners and losers rather than setting out clear regulatory guidance. Innovation suffers for it. While I'm glad Mr. Clayton now sees the important relationship between crypto, innovation, and national security, his last action in office was to initiate a misguided lawsuit against Ripple. He packed his bags and tried to turn the lights off on crypto at the SEC. Brad Garlinghouse. So huge shout out to Brad for bringing us this response. My key takeaway was the part where he says the Director of National Intelligence wrote to Mr. Clayton at the time, urging that regulatory certainty would allow U.S. companies to compete against Chinese rivals. So without regulatory certainty, United States companies and entrepreneurs are being held in the dark. They're being stifled and held back from allowing us to compete in this technological revolution, this currency war that we're in the middle of. And what has been the result? Okay, Jay Clayton and Gary Gensler have made sure to give Bitcoin and Ethereum the free pass and allowed the China coins to dominate. Now, I'm sure that Brad and Ripple has been working out deals with our government for years now, but it is interesting to see that we've been put in this staged lawsuit. I want to remind everyone, it is on the public calendar for Jay Clayton that Brad Garlinghouse and David Schwartz went and met Jay back in 2018. So they had conversations with Jay going back years ago before Jay turns around and files this lawsuit on the last day. And that's why I call it the most staged lawsuit in the history of the SEC. So whether it's incompetence or just outright corruption, the truth will come out. Nothing can stop what is coming. America will not be held back. Jay Clayton and Gary Gensler are enemies of the people, and we will hold them accountable. We will see this through. We will win the case. They never had a case against us. The Commodities Futures Trading Commission already deemed XRP a currency back in 2015. I am sure that we will win this case. The best scenario for the SEC is to call it quits, give up now, settle up, and maybe Ripple will give them a little chunk of change, a little slap on the wrist fine, just so Gary can go back home and say that he did something. But in the meantime, huge shout out to Brad for being the GOAT. We appreciate you for leading the way, staying over the target, and keeping America in the fight. This is a currency war. This is a technological revolution that America is being held back from. As an American, I think I speak for many people, specifically 60,000 people who have joined the class action lawsuit against the SEC, in stating that the SEC needs to get the hell out of the way. You guys are not protecting investors. Let us innovate. Let us create. That is what America does best. All right, you guys take care. Have a fantastic Christmas. We'll see you in the next one.